What's up, Chucklefox? Welcome back to Wreckfest, a series where you submit your from-the-depths designs to me for review. And I either praise them for being a fantastic design with a little feedback, or shit all over them for them being a terrible design with maybe a side of constructive criticism. Now, this week is significantly more tame since I don't have 30 fucking blueprints to look over. Jackasses. Anyway, so I suppose without further ado, we'll go ahead and get to it. Alright, kicking us off is the Archean class Air Cruiser 3. What happened to the other two? This is by Shipmaster Kent. Let us take a look at this. Good mother of God. This still looks like one of those giant fucking like sky aircraft carriers or whatever that are in Project Wingman. And by the way, very good game, very fun. Quite enjoyed it. Only played through it once, but very enjoyable experience. Anyway, I think the shaping on your wings, fucking beautiful. Like, it's simplistic, but it looks great. I see you've smoothed out the back ends of your wings. I believe I gave you some feedback on that last time on one of your other ones. So, very good. Very good. Let's see here. I feel like your little turrets here could be a little bit more circular, and your mantlet could maybe be a little bit bigger on those tiny little turrets. And I feel like on these guns, you need to have something like just very flat, or even just like make it look like a giant painted circle around where the turret spins. I think that would add a little bit of depth to the base of it. Your overall shaping on this is it's alright. The mantlet could definitely use some work, maybe be a tad bit wider, and maybe get rid of this block up here, make it look like it has more range of motion. And of course, to have the reset camera. I fucking hate you with a burning passion. Same thing with your front one here. You might be able to make these visual like camera trackers or whatever a little bit bigger, because right now they kind of just look like you forgot that you placed them and you just built everything else kind of through it. It's just flipping really weird. Your exhaust there look fine. I don't like the heavy armor exposed. Personal preference. Strategic antenna. How much is this thing? 1.2 million. Good fucking God. You also do not have enough ammo, and you also don't have enough fuel to run constantly. Yeah, you're gonna need more of that, but 816 firepower. Is that just because of all the missiles? Yes. That is absolutely gonna be mostly because of all those fucking missiles. Jesus Christ. I really do like the overall styling of it. I think it is really cool. But I feel like you need some more of a, is this supposed to be like bridge bits? Yeah. Your windows on this look really weird. I feel like it needs to be more one solid window for your bridge, or cockpit, or whatever you want to call it, instead of these like little black bits, because it kind of looks weird. Alright, next one is the Baby Eater. This is by Void, and he says, don't judge it by its name. It once was a mother. Still is somehow. Okay. Oh my God. What the fuck? This is in the same kind of styling as the fucking I teleported bread looking ass. Okay. What the fuck are all the like... Oh, God, that is creepy. I feel like it's a little bit weird with how flat it is right there. You see how, like, sharp and everything, like, the angles are for the mouth here? Like, I feel like your teeth need to go all the way back to here instead of having this gap here in the sides. I feel like that would make it look a little bit nicer. The hair... Yeah, you know what? I think it could work. I think it could work. You might add little bits of hair around a little bit more. You might add like kind of like a curved bit of hair coming this way. Those spikes coming this way back a little bit. Jesus, everything just is fucking teeth. Ugh. Ugh. This is disturbing. Honestly, I feel like you could get rid of a few of these like little mouth thingies, and have your like your rib cage or your bones come down all the way across the bottom to act as somewhat of like an armored rib cage or something like that. I don't really know what else to say about it. Alright, next is the C10 Futureka? I don't know. This is by FOB. Let us take a look. Definitely Japanese style. I will say I love that you did the like Japanese style deck. Very good. Your turret caps do give off the styling of the Japanese Navy. Same with your rangefinders up there. Although I feel like the turrets themselves are missing some stuff. I know like some of the turret caps on like their cruisers have like railings on the top, or other ladders going down. I know you've got this ladder coming up here on the turret deck, which very good on that. I don't really have any input on that. Your mantlets could use just a little bit of work, like this flat block bit behind your mantlet could stick out a little bit further. But I would work on making other tiny little details on the turret cap. Shaping wise, I think you're fine. Because I also know that Japanese turrets are kind of a pain in the ass sometimes. I would also change your barrel texture to a pleak or alloy to make it not the shiny fucking texture. You got a good amount of greebling all along the deck. Very good. Your lifeboats could use a little bit more detail and maybe a little bit bigger. Superstructure wise, it's alright. You could definitely I know what detection turret you're going for here. It needs to have more depth to it because it looks like it's just all one piece here. There's no like dividing factor of where it could pivot. There's no other rings or supporting bits on it. It's just looks like a solid tube with little dark stripes on it. You might have some of the other little like steam tubes coming up the side that some of their smokestacks have. Your masts look alright. It's not too bad. Using the simple weapons for that, I understand. You got custom torpedoes, good. Your torpedo launchers look alright. Yeah, not too bad. Your hull shaping is nice and smooth as well. Very good. Yeah, you just got some minor detailing work, and maybe work on this part of the superstructure because it looks a little bit too square. Looks a little bit too square. But overall, the base of it, you've got it pretty well nailed down. You just need to work on some of your other detailing. Alright, next is the Castigate Touchstone class multitudinous? Every video I'm over here sounding like I'm fucking dyslexic. This is by Skeleton. Funny enough, I'm actually creating a ship that I have named the Castigate as well. Oh, it changed the goddamn colors. Hang on. Okay, there we go. We're just gonna pause it right now. Okay, hull shaping wise, it's alright. I don't know about the kind of like out forward, then it recesses back, and then out forward again. I'm not too certain on that. I think it would look maybe a little bit better if you continue that styling along the side of the ship and also smoothed out the like connected angles, like decoing them to where they link up with each other so it creates one smooth side of the hull. Now on a different note, what the fuck is this? Do these pivot? Yes they do. Oh, and they have rubber on them too, so they don't get nuked by EMP. That's good. But what the fuck is that? That looks stupid as shit. I'm gonna be real with you, homie. Your little strategic radar thing here is also kind of looks stupid. Let's look at your guns. What are your guns? They are 445s. You got enough recoil absorption that fires an even 40 RPM. Perfectly balanced. Very good. What kind of shell are you using? AP frag, my beloved. And it's ammo ejected. Very good. Very good. You might be able to... Hang on. We're going to add a shell there, and we are going to subtract this all the way. You could just you know what? At that point, it's so little it would drop your fire rate. It's not even worth it. It was... Never mind. I think your overall turrets here look fine. I think the shaping's okay. You just need a lot different detail. I feel like your rangefinders could come out a little bit farther. And I feel like with how like sharp and angular the turret cap is, and then having a round coincidence rangefinder kind of off-puts it. I feel like it should be some kind of a square or have other angles on it other than just being circular. I think the barrel is fine. You might change the texture of it, but I think the overall shaping of it is all right. Now, the one thing I'm seeing with this is you have too much of the same color. Too much up here on the deck. And I'll also say down here, you need to have some kind of distinguishing bit of the hull that's supposed to be under the waterline, because then that makes your hull look less just like a giant black slate. But the other thing is you have way too much tan up here. Way too much tan. Like, you could barely tell that the turrets are up here. They blend in really well, which is, I don't really think is something that you want in this case. Sure, you could see it from the side, but there's too much tan. You need to make these turret caps a different color. You need to make the superstructure a different color, or make the deck a different kind of tan. Like, I can see how this is this almost looks like a little bit of a darker tan. I don't know if that's just the wood texture on that way, how it looks, but you need to have some more colors to break up the one solid tan color for your superstructure, and that's on all of your turret caps. Your superstructure also just looks not great. It's really small, it's really skinny, it's really short. You need to widen it out a little bit to make it look like the superstructure is meant to be on this hull and not on a smaller ship. There's no distinguishing bridge. Your windows are really weird. It's just, you got a lot of work to do, buddy. All right, next one is the Elongate Francus class aerial initiate. This is also by Skeleton. Okay. And we're gonna unpause for a moment and then pause again, so your colors are fine. I like that you have the thrusters hanging off the side, but way too many of them. I feel like instead you should have the amount of these thrusters that you have on the outside, and then the ones that you keep, double the size of. I think that would look a lot better than having just shitloads of these little tiny ones. I love the barrel on this cram. I think it looks good. Your mantlet could use a little bit of work, just mainly there on that side kind of looks a little bit funky. I think the shaping of it's fine, but like the side of it, the texture of the AA mantlet from APS just looks a little bit funky. Your superstructure on this does look really weird too. Huh. Very nice little mannequin there. Interesting gun, but alright. You know what? Not bad. Yeah, your bridge just needs a lot of work because this just looks so fucking weird. Like the diamond shaped windows just, it just ain't it. It just ain't it. You do have an interior of this. You got bunks, you got a guy sleeping. Looking at your different maps, different terminal. Okay, I appreciate the interiors. I think that's cool. Oh, and you even got like a little armory and stuff here too. Very cool. I like that a lot. That's you did good. You did good on that. But the exterior just looks really weird. Let's look at these little planes too. Are these 500s? They're 500 diff guns. That is comical. With a giant cram cannon. Oh my god. I feel like you need more shaping on your fuselage. I feel like the actual wings are alright. But you need different shaping and details on the fuselage. And also like maybe a certain like little off-centered section of it where, you know, if it's like a drone, it has cameras and sensors and stuff, so it actually looks like it has some place it's being controlled from. Alright, next is the HMS Cataclysm. There we go. Yeah, I fucking figured that one out. This is by Shipmaster Kent. This looks like that's part of that Pinkerton whatever fleet thing. Yeah, the like retro, like the old legacy style from, I can't remember who it was. I'd recognize the name, but the old FTD YouTuber again, with like the last one, I understand, you know, kind of the sentimental value, or, you know, kind of just going back and remembering how FTD used to be and some of the bigger FTD YouTubers back in the day. You know, respect to them, no shit against them, but doesn't look very good. Primarily the color scheme. The color scheme is really fuck ass. Now, like the shaping, like your shaping on your turrets over on this, not that bad. Really not that bad. It's just the color palette really isn't doing it any favors. Your mantlets could also be a little bit bigger too. Barrel texture itself looks fine, just fuck ass color. Bridge is all right. You know, god damn, it's a lot of fire controllers. It's just, it just looks so fucking bleh. And how expensive is this thing? 1.3 million. Jesus Christ. What is the armor like on this fucking thing? Let's see here. Heavy armor, alloy, space. Okay. Interesting. But, yeah, I don't really have much to say. It's just, it lacks a lot of overall detail. The, like, weird ribbing and stuff on the superstructure just looks weird. The color palette is really bad. And, you know, it's got potential. I'll give it that. But it's just like the weird ribbing on this, just so fucking bad, and the color scheme. All right, next is the HP BG Griffin class. This is by Colton. Thank you again, Colton, for letting me push back your 2 designs that you had last week, so I could cut back on the amount of people I was having to do reviews on. This is a really fucking small ship. I've never seen you build something really big, or not even so much really big, but like battleship-like. I've always seen like light cruisers, you know, kind of regular cruisers, but nothing really heavy, nothing really with like bigger guns and stuff. I would like to see that. Overall, you smoothed out the bottom of your hull. Good, man. You finally listened. Your prop supports are good. I like the little fins you got on that. Your number markings. Anchor chain's good. It's off-center too. Very nice. Very skinny and interesting gun. And you got labeled missile hatches. Your little mast is good. This missile still kind of look goofy, but there we go. Let's look at this. It's a 105. You got enough recoil absorption. 46.1 RPM. Very good. I like the little off-center details that you do. It adds to it. Like, you got the off-center torpedo launcher there. You got the off-center crane, off-centered anchor. Just adding, not everything has to be off-centered, but just having little bits here and there that are off-center just adds to the overall feel of a craft. It's very cool. Makes it feel a lot more alive. Makes it feel more like a real design, you know. I don't really have anything to say. I mean, it's a beautiful, beautiful craft. I don't have anything that I can really give you input on. Okay, next is the IDS Atria V Renizia? Renize? I hate you all. This is by Night. Alright. Oh, it's this style of stuff. Yeah, alright, alright. Again, personal preference. I don't like the heavy armor. I don't think it looks very good. But it changed that to be something else. Or always echo it over. Let's see here. It feels like this area here is too square. Like way too square. Like I feel like maybe here up in the front, you need to have it like kind of come down at an angle to this point. Like cut out this section here. Make that a slope. Maybe a slope coming up like this. Here on there. And it feels like you just have a lot of thrusters in this one area. It feels like they need to be spread out a little bit more. Let's take a look at this. What is this? This goes down there. I feel like the intakes up here need to be a little bit bigger, and maybe like a spinning turbine. Look like it's actually sucking in air. I do really like the gun barrel that you got on this. Very good. Yeah, okay, that's not an APS gun. But overall on that looks pretty good. You might try integrating the coincidence rangefinder in a little bit more. You might like deco over it, make it hang out here on the sides a little bit more. You could still have it set up on top, kind of like how those Japanese style turrets do it, but you know, a little bit more of a futuristic style. I will say your bridge seems awfully small. Like, I feel like it could come out on each side by like 1 more meter, maybe come like 2 meters farther forward. And then with the giant like turning engines here on the side, you need something else like up in these areas. It's good that you have the logo there in the center. The logo looks great. But it needs other little details, other maybe little air vents, heat sinks, stuff like that, to kind of break up the texture on that a little bit more. Your mast does look a little bit thick. I would slim down these like poles coming out here on the side, as well as your beams coming up here. But other than that, I do really like the style of these airships. It just needs minor tweaks. Next up is the Inferno. This is by Kevin. I am starting to notice that a lot of you in Discord are starting to change your nicknames in this server to just something else. Great. Everybody's gonna be just a something. Anywho, let's go ahead and, god damn it, where is it? Nope, Scarlet Mountain. There we go. That looks a little bit closer to what your stuff is. Interesting tank tread layout. It is cool that you have them divided like that. I don't have any problems with that. I'm not too certain about the treads like being higher up here in the front and lower in the rear. I feel like it would look better, or it feels like it flows better if it's higher in the rear and then slopes down in the front. Your turret cap looks really weird. I'm not sure what these cylinders here on the side are for. Oh, are those for flame? Okay, that's for your flamethrower. Yeah. I feel like a little glass strip to be able to see like the fluid level of the like flamer fuel. Maybe would be a little bit cool. You got thrusters on the back, good lord. You have a lot of like really exposed and undecoed detection bits that kind of just look scattered around randomly. I'm also not too certain about the like straight 90 degree and over and 90 degree down chain. I feel like it would look better if you had the chain kind of like drooping down here in the front. Your drill missiles look fine. The giant fuck off engine under there, goddamn. Yeah, those little details I think would add to it, and other than that, I think it looks fine. Alright, next is the Kevin Oblaka? The fuck is this? Oh, it's a Steel Strider thing. Hang on. What is this little thing? Oh, this is cute. Got your tiny little cockpit. All right, I like the glass on that. Is this just like a little detection thing? Dart proof. Dart proof. That's what you're think. Oh my god. Jesus. Lots of large missiles on that. I like the little styling of this little tiny airship. I like it. And it has retracting landing gear. That's nice. Let's take a look at that gun. You've got just barely enough recoil absorption. Very good. 30 mil. Fire 494 RPM. Got little tiny decos for those missiles. I love those little decos. That looks great. Got the flashing light. Yeah, I don't know if I have any input on this. This is just a nice little well-balanced design. I like it. Next is the monopole. This is by Syrup God. Take a look at this. Oh, hang on. There's the lightning hoods. Oh, god damn it. Fucking wrong goddamn button. Son of a fucking whore. Anywho. I like the off-center gun. I feel like your window here could use some of the like black frame around it protruding out on it. I think would make it look a little bit better. Laser munition defense. I like all the kind of detection and stuff that you got over here. Laser gun looks good. I like how the engine back here pivots. That's kind of neat. Got the spinning turbine on that. I feel like it has a lack of anything, like barely like extending out or like protruding, running down the side of the ship or the airship, because I feel like everything back here looks all right, but it feels like it's missing something up here in the front. Like I feel like it needs to have some kind of like a neon green, like that neon green like stripe maybe coming down, maybe some other intake around there, or make this like make the cockpit bubble out a little bit more and then make a metal frame around it. But other than that, I don't really have anything else to say. All right, next is the NAVD Dreadnought V39. This is by Whiterun Guard. I used to be an adventurer like you, till I took an EP frag round to the D. Let's look at this guy. Okay. Kind of World War like One-esque kind of thing. The one thing that's standing out to me right now, your bridge seems really freaking wide. I feel like it needs to be like a block or two skinnier on each side. I think the design of the cockpit, or not cockpit, fucking bridge looks fine. I just think it needs to be a little bit slimmer, and you need to have more decks like hanging off the side. Your upper mast up here, like I feel like you need a deco or try decoing this radar to look a little bit better. It also feels a little bit tall with no other like arms sticking off the side of it and no other supports as well holding it up. Your whole shaping is, it's alright. You know, there's not much to it. I feel like also with it being like a World War One-esque style design, I feel like you could use more casemates here in the side. I love having just fuckloads of casemates in the side because it's funny. Your mantlets could use a little bit of work, but they're alright. Let's see here. These are 293s. Got enough recoil absorption, firing 48.8 RPM. What kind of shell you're running? You're using Hesh. Full Hesh round. That's alright. I feel like you also could have some more AA guns kind of scattered around. You need some other supports for your mast, like other like beams that are coming up here on the side. So you can make it like come right there, extend out, and maybe around there like that or something. And then we can boom and make this like half a block, half a meter in depth or width and everything, and then we can do this. Boop, copy. You know, it's just something like that. You know, it doesn't need to be exactly like that. You can make it like farther up or down, whatever. But just other supports for your masts so they don't look so flimsy. Yeah, we'll start off with that. You got a good base, but you definitely got some shaping to work on with the superstructure. And this is now the Prometheus. This is by Gnome, or now just a Gnome. Oh boy. What is this thing? Oh, whoa, hang on. God damn it. Hang on. If I can spawn it and pause so it's in its correct colors, because it's fleet colors. Anywho. Oh, it's a Steel Strider's design. Interesting. I like all the kind of rams and stuff that you got up on the front, but it doesn't feel very Steel Strider's-esque that way. The little case that you've got for the headlights look good. It looks a little bit like all these little rubber bits feel a little bit too spiky. It feels too spiky for Steel Striders. I do like the giant exposed fuel tank for the flamer. Very good. And your little, I'm gonna assume this is a suicide drone of some sort. Yeah, I'm gonna assume that's like a suicide drone. I like the looks of that. I still don't particularly care for all the exposed heavy armor. I feel like that should be a different texture. Color palette is a little weird, but also all this AI that's just sticking up on a pole on the sides looks really fucking weird. I feel like you should deco that to make it look like camera like little cameras that are sticking up, kind of like you see up on top of modern tanks, all the giant cameras that they have for their guns. I feel like you should have those decoed to be that instead. Almost kind of like you got here, but elevated over here. Yeah, that's about it. All right, next is the River Cass Patrol Boat. I don't know if that's supposed to be class, but anywho, this is by Colton. This is a tiny little guy. My goodness, 12K, only 36 long and 7 wide. Good lord, most planes are bigger than this little tiny fucker. Alright, good. You got your hull kind of smoothed out. One just big fuck off propeller. Got your little depth charges. I feel like you should make that turbine spin. Those look alright. I like your exposed gun you got. Oh, I like the little lid taken off the little shell storage. Very cool. Very cool. 76 mil, you got enough recoil absorption, 46.8 RPM. You do not have enough cooling, but you have enough. Yeah, you just don't have enough cooling. You could definitely make this thing fire faster. You could probably even get rid of an autoloader and replace it with some cooling and recoil absorption so you could get the thing to fire just a little bit faster. Because you are significantly, like almost 20 RPM lower than what you could be. So I would work on changing that, but yeah, that's about all I got. I mean, it's just a tiny little craft. There's not much to detail on it. Next is Steel White. This is by Squid on Discord. Let's take a look at this guy. Okay. Your tracks look okay, but this rear and front wheel need to be raised up a little bit higher than the rest of your wheels, because it looks a little bit weird with them all being at the same height. Hang on. Let's take a look here. Yeah, I feel like it should be at 0 there and maybe 0.4 there. I think that looks a little bit better. You could even get away with doing like a 1 meter wheel up here in the front. The hazard kind of markings that you got on this looks, I'm just gonna be completely real with you, Chief, looks stupid as fuck. Your shaping on the turret looks alright. The really round rangefinder looks weird. I feel like it should be more square and angular than circular. You also need like other little details, like there's no cameras, there's no viewports, there's no nothing anywhere, there's no hatches, there's no exhaust, there's no air intakes, there's no nothing. You need some of that different details, because the overall base of the tank looks fine, minus these kind of like weird spiky rib things that you got. Those don't really look very good. I feel like it would be better with just like a flat slope up here in the front, and then you can deco in viewports, a little 50 cal and stuff like that. But yeah, the hazard coloring on that is not good. Alright, next is the TS CV1 Mustard. This is by Your Ranger. Ooh, thought it looked like an aircraft carrier from the picture. Okay. Not too certain on the weird kind of like wire rigging stuff that you got there. But your superstructure, I do like. I like the windows. I wish they were a little bit more transparent. I like the different kind of decks you got hanging off the sides, your different life rafts, AA guns. I feel like this could be decoed a little bit better. It looks a little bit weird with all those shit kind of just hanging off of it. Your guns here, I feel like the barrels sit way too low. I feel like you could deco them to be up a little bit higher. There's also no other details or shaping on these little turret caps. I feel like you can have some kind of a ladder, some kind of a hatch, maybe a camera, viewport, something like that to add to the detail on that. Still not too certain on the wires you got there. Shaping on your hull looks good. Oh, I like the whole like under deck things you got here. Very good, very nice, I like. Let's take a quick look at your planes. Very sharp up here in the front. Very skinny cockpit. Kind of reminds me of I think it's called the X-Wing or whatever from Star Fox. Y-Wing, X-Wing. I can't remember what the fuck they call it. But it reminds me a lot of that. Your wings, I feel like for how sharp and angular your nose is, I feel like they also need to be a sharp, straight angle coming all the way back instead of kind of almost a little bit curved here on the end. They look a little bit weird that way. I would rather it just be like a straight, sharp angle going from here to like right here. Tons of payload on these things. God damn, I would try and deco, like making some custom missile decos. Your intakes, I feel like could also be a little bit more flared out on the end, because right now they look like they barely can take any kind of air in. I'm gonna say the same thing for like the wings here. For your tail wings here, they need to be sharper and more angular to match the styling of the nose that you got. But overall, I do like this quite a lot. It would be really cool if you could get it to where the aircraft could take off from the actual, you know, landing strip on here. But I also understand that it's fucking very difficult, so I understand. Alright, and the last one is the Wanderer. This is by Elite Leon, and it says, nope, throwing a Marauder at it will better showcase how the ship is supposed to work. Okay. Well, let's take a look. Oh! What the shit? Okay, hang on. I'll change the Seal Stratus. I'm sure that'll probably look better. Yeah. There we go. Okay. Got a bunch of little weird biplanes. Very chunky biplanes, but not bad on design. It's just like a tugboat that got fucking converted into like a carrier. I like the giant crane. Giant crane looks good. All right, you know what? For shits and giggles, let's go ahead. Oh, all the ramps turn out and they... Okay, that's cool. I like how they rotate out like that. Very nice. Are these torpedoes? Those are torpedoes. They deploy really high, though. I feel like I would rather see them, you know, get down low and then deploy their torpedoes instead of being so high up. So you might do a little bit of tweaking on like Windows missiles actually deploy. Oh, and some of them have rockets and stuff too. Very cool. Yeah, I do. I just really do like how all the ramps turn 90 degrees to the side and launch all the aircraft. That is really cool. Yeah, there's not much to say about this. This is the overall cool fucking design. Although your crane looks a little bit too boxy, I feel like it needs other shaping to it, and it definitely needs a thicker base, because that looks like a really flimsy base that could easily snap off. Alrighty, Chuckle Fox, I believe that takes care of this week's Wrenches Wreckfest. Thank you to those who submitted your craft for review. I appreciate it as always. And if you want to participate in Wrenches Wreckfest, you could do so by joining my Discord in the link in the description below. And there will be a tab towards the bottom of my server that is labeled for Wrenches Wreckfest. At this current time, you are able to submit up to 2 blueprints every week. The deadline for sending in your blueprints is Sunday at 12 p.m. CTE. Every Sunday. And then, if you do submit your craft before that deadline, your craft will be involved in the video the following week. So it gives me a week to get the video uploaded and stuff like that. So, thank you all for watching, and I will catch you Chuckle Fucks in the next one. Thanks.